Good afternoon. My name is Kento Teng, and I'm from E55M. And today I'll be going through with you the human motor control and development for my CA1. So from the examinee's background, his name is Ao Zungge, and his date of birth is the 14th February 2007. And the day I tested him was on the 26th of May 2026, which was on a Tuesday. And the day Zungge was tested, his chronological age was 19 years, 3 months and 12 days. So his physical activity is that he's actually quite active in sports. He does track and field 3 times a week on the weekdays, and in the weekends he'll practice his basketball. So why I chose MABC-3? First and foremost, for the TGMD3, the age range is 3 to 10 years old, and it focuses on gross motor skills. Whereas for match, it's 2.5 to 6-year-olds, focusing more on basic gross motor skills. And I didn't know anyone within the age range of 2.5-year-old to 10-year-olds. So I could only choose MABC-3. And since Zungge was 19 years old on the day of the test, it's within the age group of MABC-3, which is 12 years old to 25 years and 11 months old. So for my first station, it's catching with one hand. So there are some rules that Zungke needed to follow. Is that he is not allowed to catch the ball with 2 hands, and he's also not allowed to let the ball bounce before catching it. Then there's also a last rule, is that he's not allowed to use his clothes or any part of his body to assist him when catching the ball. So as you can see from the results here, for both his practice, for both hands, he did well, and there was no mistakes. And for the actual trial, for his preferred hand, which was his right hand, you can see that it's all perfectly done, which is a 10 out of 10 score. But for his left hand, which is the non-dominant hand, you can see that for trial 5 and the 9th trial, he didn't manage to catch it properly, because you can see from the picture here, the ball wasn't able to cleanly reach his hand before the ball wasn't able to reach his hand cleanly. Whereas for the 9th catch, right, you can see, it's not really clear here, but he's using his body to assist him in catching. So this is the score. So the preferred hand, 10 out of 10 successful catches, whereas the non-preferred hand, 8 out of 10 successful catches. Then for the throwing and catching with one hand, right, this is very similar to the previous one, except not only does he have to catch now, he also have to throw for this station. And the rules are almost the same, just that there's one additional rule. So I'll repeat the rules again for the previous one, and I'll tell you the new rule. So similarly just like just now, he's not allowed to use his body or clothes to assist him in catching, and he's only allowed to catch with one hand. Also, he's not allowed to let the ball bounce before catching it. It's supposed to be a clean catch. But one of the new rules is that you can see from the bottom here that there's a mat, and when he's throwing, both his feet are supposed to be on the mat, and he can only step off to leave the mat when catching the ball, and only if needed. And for this one, again the practice, he did well, but for his right hand, which is dominant hand, the dominant trial, he did a 10 out of 10, again, perfectly done. But for his left hand, right, you can see that for the 2nd, 7th, and 10th trial, he wasn't able to catch it properly. So that gave him a score of 7 out of 10 for his non-dominant hand. So what I meant is that you can see the ball is over here for his second catch, that he basically wasn't able to catch it properly. And for his 7th catch, he was using his body to assist him in catching, which is against the rule. And for the 10th catch, it's quite hard to see, but you can see that the ball is really touching the floor, and it has really bounced on the floor before it even reaches his hand. So I give him a 10 out of 10 for his preferred hand, whereas I gave him a 7 out of 10 for his non-preferred hand. For the last station, it is walking toe to heel backwards. So this station can be a little bit challenging for some people, including me, but the rules are quite simple here. So yeah, we align over here, and I think if I remember correctly, it was 4 meters, 4 meters, and he's supposed to walk backwards, and then heel toe to heel, walking toe to heel backwards without leaving a gap. And also the second rule is that he cannot step off the line over here, the thin line here. And the third rule is that he can't touch the floor, which is basically the same as stepping off the line. And for example, if his foot is already on the line, right, he cannot readjust the foot after after the foot is already stepped on the line. So yeah, that's about it. Then for this trial, he took 15 steps to walk from one end to the other, and he had no issues with it. And yes, I gave him practice for up to five steps, and yeah, I didn't give him a second trial because he did the first trial perfectly, and second trial is not needed. In conclusion, he completed 15 steps, and the entire line. He completed 15 steps in the entire line, walking toe to heel backwards. And for the catching with one hand, he scored a 10 out of 10, which is a perfect score for preferred hand. And for his non-preferred hand, he got an 8 out of 10. For catching and throwing, his preferred hand got a 10 out of 10, whereas his non-preferred hand scored a 7 out of 10. So this indicates that there's a better one-handed coordination and consistency with the preferred hand as compared to the non-preferred hand. Thank you.